Right now in crypto, we're watching a tale of two giants moving in opposite directions. XRP just suffered a massive crash that completely erased all of its September's recovery attempts, wiping billions off its market cap. Meanwhile, Binance Coin, or BNB, smashed through $1,300 for the first time in history and actually flipped XRP in market cap. One coin is stumbling, the other is exploding. So what does this mean for the future of XRP holders, for BNB investors, and for the crypto market as a whole? That's exactly what we're going to break down today.
I am not a financial advisor. This video is based solely on my opinion on what I am personally doing in this market. I also want to let you know that some of the links below and in the descriptions are affiliate links, meaning I may get a commission, but it will be at no extra cost to you. Please remember that under no circumstances will I ever contact you and ask you for investments. You can confirm all of my real social media handles in the description and also at milkshakematty.com. This content is for educational and entertainment only, and I am not a financial advisor.
Let's start with XRP. The current price of XRP, as I'm recording this, is around $2.87. Just a few days ago, XRP had been clawing its way back, showing a little bit of strength after a choppy September. Bulls thought they had momentum on their side, but then, in a single brutal move, XRP gave back almost everything that it had gained. The numbers tell the story. In just 24 hours, XRP market cap has shed 6 to 7 billion, falling from around 177.8 billion down to around 170 billion. That's not just a small pullback, that's billions in value wiped out overnight. On the charts, XRP is showing some serious weakness. It's struggling to hold the 100-day EMA, which sits around the 285 mark. Right now, we're basically sitting right on top of that level. If that support gives way, the next major safety net is the 200-day EMA, which is down at around 263. That's the danger zone. If XRP slips to that level, it could trigger further panic selling. To the upside, XRP has repeatedly failed at the resistance band between $2.90 and $3. Every attempt to break through that zone has been rejected. And here's something technical traders don't like to see. XRP is forming what looks like a descending triangle pattern. That's where lower highs keep pressing price down into the same support level. If support eventually breaks, it usually leads to a bigger drop. Add that to the fact trading volume is low, which means there's not a lot of conviction from buyers, and you've got a recipe for trouble. Right now, XRP is neutral to bearish. Unless bulls can come up with some real strength and push this above the $3 with some serious volume, the path of least resistance looks downwards. But before you panic sell your XRP bags, let's zoom out a little bit, because this is crypto and the short-term pain doesn't always tell the whole story. Now let's talk about BNB. Because while XRP is getting crushed, Binance Coin has been having the week of its life. BNB is currently trading around $1,320, just shy of its new all-time high that's around $1,330. That's a 30% rally in the past week alone. For context, that rally has been so strong that it's propelled BNB past both Tether, USDT, and XRP in terms of market cap. That means BNB is now officially the third largest cryptocurrency in the world, sitting behind only Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's a huge narrative win for the BNB crew. But why the pump? Here are a few reasons. The first thing is about institutional and corporate accumulation. One report highlighted that CEA Industries now hold nearly 480,000 BNB tokens. At current prices, that's well over 600 million in value. When you see big institutions and corporations holding this much BNB, it creates confidence and reduces circulating supply. The next thing is about the ecosystem expansion. BNB chain has been integrating new tools like Chainlink standards, which bring macroeconomic data on chain. That's huge for DeFi applications because it allows developers to tap into real-world data more seamlessly. The next thing is about global partnerships. Binance continues to expand its international market, forming strategic alliances. One example is investments and partnerships in Kazakhstan, pushing their brand and infrastructure into new regions. The next thing there is about technical momentum. Price action has been incredibly strong. Once BNB broke key resistance levels, it rocketed to all-time highs with very little selling pressure. Technical traders are now eyeing levels like $1,500 or even $2,000 as their next upside target. So while XRP is losing billions in value, BNB has gained billions. And that contrast is exactly why this story is so powerful. It's not just that XRP is weak, it's that other major coins have stepped in and taken its place in the spotlight. Now, let's be clear. Just because XRP is down doesn't mean that it's out. In fact, some would argue that this is just another shakeout designed to test holders before the next big leg up. And here is why XRP still matters. Cross-border payment utility. Ripple has been laser focused on building real utility for XRP in the cross-border payment industry. We're talking about replacing or improving the outdated SWIFT system that banks currently use to send money internationally. That's not a small problem. Trillions of dollars move across borders every year. If XRP captures even a small slice of that market, it's massive. Partnerships with banks and institutions. Ripple already has dozens of financial institutions testing or using its network. This isn't just theory anymore. This is real companies that are trialing RippleNet. And then you've got regulation clarity. In the US, Ripple has been battling the SEC for years. Every time Ripple wins a motion or makes progress, it's clear more room for XRP adoption in America. Over time, clarity could mean more exchanges, more liquidity, and more institutional interest. And then you've got the narrative about undervaluation. Even at $2.87, XRP is still far below its historical all-time high at near $3.80. For long-term holders, the argument is that XRP is one of the few major projects that is still lagging behind the 2025 bull market highs. If it catches up, the upside is substantial. So yes, XRP looks weak right now as we stand today, but the long-term story hasn't really changed. Ripple is still building, adoption is still happening, and the narrative of XRP as the global settlement layer is still alive. Let's map out some potential scenarios for both coins. The XRP bearish case is price loses the 100 EMA at $2.85 and drops towards the 200 EMA at around $2.63. If 263 breaks, we could see even deeper corrections, possibly around 240 or even lower. Without volume and catalyst, XRP could underperform the broader market. Then you've got the XRP neutral case. XRP holds between $2.63 and $3 for several weeks. Choppy sideways range frustrates traders, but builds base for the next move. Breakout direction depends on broader crypto sentiment. And then you've got the XRP bullish case. The bulls defend that $2.85 and push prices above $3. Strong volume confirms the breakout, sending XRP towards $3.20 to $3.50. And major news catalysts like Ripple partnership with a new bank or the SEC settlement, more news on that, could supercharge that momentum. Now let's look at BNB. First of all, we've got the bullish case. Continuation this rally pushes towards $1,500. If market euphoria kicks in, $2,000 becomes realistic. Institutional holdings keep supply tight, driving further gains. Then you've got the BNB neutral case. After a huge rally, BNB consolidates between that $1,200 and $1,400. Sideways action allows indicators to reset before the next move. And then you've got the BNB bearish case. If the broader market corrects, BNB could retrace back to $1,000 support. The Binance regulation issues that are floating around could also weigh hard on the sentiment. The one thing always to remember, crypto moves in narratives and cycles. Right now, the narrative is that BNB is strong and XRP is looking weak, but that doesn't mean it will stay that way. In the last cycle, XRP underperformed for months before suddenly surging. In previous cycles, coins like Ethereum were ignored until they weren't. BNB looks unstoppable right now, but even unstoppable rallies eventually correct. The real question is, who will hold their conviction through the turbulence? Who will get shaken out? For XRP holders, this could be the ultimate patience test. For BNB holders, this could be the ultimate greed test. So, where do we stand? XRP is on the ropes. The crash erased all September's progress. Support levels are being tested and volume is weak. Short term, it looks bearish. BNB is flying high, breaking records, flipping XRP's market cap and aiming for that $1,500 to $2,000. Short term, it looks incredibly strong, but markets move in cycles. Today's loser can be tomorrow's winner. XRP's long-term fundamentals are still intact. And if it can hold support and eventually reclaim that $3, the story could flip back in its favor within days. The takeaway from this for me is don't get caught up in the hopium or the fear. Have your strategy ready. Decide your support and resistance levels, your entry and your exit zones, and trade to that plan. Ignore the fluff. And if you want to follow these moves in real time with daily signals, live streams, and the tools that we use inside the Wolfpack, make sure you check out the Crypto Wolfpack. You can get access to daily chart analysis, live streams, where we break down these moves as they happen and have a community of traders who are navigating this market together. You can find the link in the description. It's below in the description. And of course, if you want all my real social links, as well as the discounts that we've negotiated for the Wolfpack members, as well as you here on YouTube and TikTok, head over to milkshakematty.com. Over 60% of you that watch my videos are not subscribed to me. So please hit that subscribe button and you'll be ensured to make sure that you're going to get all these videos every single day as soon as they come out. As always, stay safe, stay smart, and drop me a comment. Let me know how you're feeling about XRP and BNB right now. My name is Milkshake Matty. I'm part of the Crypto Wolf Pack, and I'll be seeing you on the next video.